Hey guys, welcome to our 7th episode in our Destroy Android shooter game. Today is going to be putting sound into our app, and luckily for us, Java Bridge makes it incredibly easy to do that by simply creating a sound object and then calling play on it. So there's 3 places we want to put a sound. We want to put a sound whenever the user shoots a bullet. We want it whenever an explosion happens, and just for the heck of it, we want it for whenever the user changes directions when steering. So that's going to require 3 sound files, which I have here in my assets folder. I have a boom for explosion, I have a pew for bullet, and I have a whoop for when the user rotates the device. So first things first, let's declare our variables up here. I'll have a boom sound, a pew sound, and a whoop sound. And in our define method, we are going to instantiate them with the appropriate WAV files. So right here, I'm going to say boom sound is a new sound object. And the component container, you can just use the form. We're going to have a pew sound. And then finally our whoop sound. Now our boom sound, you can set the source by using the source method, and it takes in a string, which is just going to be the file name, as long as it's in your assets folder. So this one takes in boom.wave. This one is going to take in pew.wave. And this one is going to take our whoop.wave. So now our sounds are instantiated. So now all we have to do is call play whenever we want to use them. So going down to where the user touches the screen, whenever the user touches the screen, we want to play the pew sound. So all you have to do is type pew sound.play, and that's it. Now whenever we touch it, it'll play. Now each clip is only like a second or 2, so it'll end on itself. You don't have to call stop or anything like that. Okay, now for when we want to make the whoop sound for whenever the user changes direction, it's going to be a little more complicated, only because this orientation change method keeps getting called so long as the device is being rotated. So what we need to do is we need to say, okay, while the device is still being moved left, only play the sound once, and then same for being rotated to the right. So what we need to do is we need to create a Boolean value. And I'm just going to call it move left. And in our move ship method, we now need to add in an extra conditional inside of each of these. So in our roll left, what we're going to want to do is if we aren't already moving left, then we want to set move left to be true, and we want to play our whoop sound. Now same goes for the moving right. Now what we want to do is like, well, if move left is already occurring, then we have switched directions. So we want to now move left to be false and play the whoop sound again. So kind of recapping, if we're moving left and we aren't already moving left, then play the sound. And then if we start moving right, if we weren't moving left before, then don't play anything. If we were, then we're changing directions and we need to play our sound.
Unfortunately, because we're running this in the emulator, the sounds don't play. But if you have a device, you can install it on your app and you should hear the sounds fine. So for the next episode, what we're going to do is, if you noticed, see all these collisions are still happening? Well, this is happening even though the app is in the background. So what we're going to do is whenever the user moves the application to the background, we are going to use the on-stop and on-resume methods to disable all of our timers and accelerometers and things like that. And then when they resume it, we'll turn them all back on. So that way we don't have this thing running in the background. So that'll be episode 7, and I'll see you then.